In the chaos of a world teetering on the brink, heroes aren't always the ones with superpowers. Sometimes they're just ordinary people who make extraordinary choices. Today, I want to share the story of a woman whose name you might not know, but whose courage should never be forgotten. A story about how she stayed behind so others could escape it. Our story begins in a place that once was vibrant and full of life, but was now engulfed by an unfolding disaster. We'll call her Alara. She wasn't a soldier or a leader. She was a librarian, someone who found joy in the quiet rustle of pages and the smell of old books. But when the alarms blared and panic flooded the streets, Alara found a different kind of purpose. The evacuation order was clear. Get to the transport hub on the west side of the city now. It was the last way out. Crowds of terrified people surged through the streets, a river of humanity desperate to reach safety. Alara was among them, pulling a small cart with emergency supplies she had gathered from the library's first aid kits. Alongside her were a few of her neighbors, a young family with two small children, and an elderly man, Mr. Jean, who relied on a walker. The journey was treacherous. The roads were blocked with debris and the air was thick with smoke. Progress was agonizingly slow, especially with the children and Mr. Jean. The sounds of the approaching danger grew louder with each passing minute. Fear was a tangible thing, a cold grip on everyone's heart. They reached a critical choke point, a narrow bridge, the only remaining path over a deep ravine. But there was a problem. The bridge's support structure was damaged, and a massive, precariously balanced piece of a collapsed building blocked most of the crossing. There was only a tiny, unstable gap to squeeze through. It would be a slow and dangerous process for anyone, let alone for a family with kids and an elderly man. As the first few people from their group tried to cross, the ground shook violently. The debris on the bridge shifted, groaning ominously. The gap was closing. Panic erupted. They were running out of time. It became terrifyingly clear that not everyone would make it across before the bridge gave way entirely. That's when Alara made her choice. She looked at the terrified faces of the children, clutching their mother's legs. She saw Mr. Jean, his hands trembling on his walker, and she looked back at the path they had just taken, now filled with more desperate people rushing toward them. Without a word of explanation, she turned away from the bridge. She grabbed a sturdy metal pole from the wreckage nearby. "Get across now." She yelled to her neighbors. "I'll try to brace it. It won't hold for long, but it will give you time. Go." They hesitated, their faces etched with disbelief and horror. "We can't just leave you." The young father shouted back. "You have to," Alara said, her voice steady and firm, cutting through the noise. "Your children need to get to safety. Mr. Jean needs your help. My life isn't worth more than all of yours. Now, please go. With tears streaming down their faces, they did as she said. The father helped Mr. Jean, while the mother guided her children through the narrow opening. Elara wedged the metal pole against the shifting debris, her muscles straining, using every ounce of her strength to keep the path open. She became a human buttress, a lone figure standing against the inevitable. One by one, her neighbors scrambled to safety on the other side. Then came others who had been behind them, their faces a blur of fear and gratitude. Elara's arms screamed in protest, her body trembling with exhaustion. She could feel the immense weight pressing down, the metal pole starting to bend. The last person, a young woman, made it through. She turned back, her hand outstretched. "Come on," she screamed. Elara gave a small, weary smile. She knew she couldn't. The moment she let go, the entire structure would collapse. She just shook her head. "Go," she mouthed. With a final, deafening roar, the bridge and the debris gave way, plunging into the ravine below, and Elara, the quiet librarian, went with it. She stayed behind, a silent guardian, ensuring the path to survival remained open for as long as it possibly could. Those who escaped that day owed their lives to her. They would tell the story of the brave woman at the bridge. A hero who, in the face of certain doom, chose compassion over self-preservation. Her sacrifice was a testament to the fact that true courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. Stories like Elara's remind us of the profound strength and goodness that can be found in the human spirit. They deserve to be told, to be remembered, and to inspire us. Thank you for listening. Please share this story so her legacy of courage lives on. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that matter.